In Viktor Frankl's book, A Man's Search for Meaning, which details his experiences as a prisoner in the concentration camp system during World War II, on a particular dark and cold morning inside the camp as he and other prisoners were being marched towards a work site to begin a day of hard labour in freezing temperatures, he details how the love he had for his wife allowed him moments of happiness while being in a situation almost indistinguishable from hell. He writes, "Occasionally I looked at the sky, where the stars were fading and the pink light of the morning was beginning to spread behind a dark bank of clouds. But my mind clung to my wife's image, imagining it with an uncanny acuteness. I heard her answering me, saw her smile, her frank and encouraging look. Real or not, her look was more luminous than the sun which was beginning to rise. A thought transfixed me for the first time in my life. I saw the truth as set into song by so many poets, proclaimed as the final wisdom by so many thinkers. The truth that love is the ultimate and the highest goal to which man can aspire. Then I grasped the meaning of the greatest secret that human poetry and human thought and belief have to impart. The salvation of man is through love and in love. I understand how a man who has nothing left in this world still may know bliss, be it only for a moment, in the contemplation of his beloved. In a position of utter desolation, when man cannot express himself in positive action, when his only achievement may consist in enduring his sufferings in the right way, an honourable way, in such a position man can, through loving contemplation of the image he carries of his beloved, achieve fulfilment." Now I want to read that last part again, one more time. In a position of utter desolation, when man cannot express himself in positive action, when his only achievement may consist in enduring his sufferings in the right way, an honourable way, in such a position man can, through loving contemplation of the image he carries of his beloved, achieve fulfilment. Frankl shows us that no matter the circumstances we find ourselves in, the image of those we love is enough to free us, even momentarily, from our suffering. When we can't do anything to better our circumstances, or let's say we've done everything we can for that moment and all that's left to do is wait. Reminding ourselves of those we love can provide us with positive thoughts and feelings to counteract all the negative, and refrain us from making our present suffering any worse than it already needs to be. He continues, "A thought crossed my mind. I didn't even know if she was still alive. I knew only one thing, which I've learned well by now. Love goes very far beyond the physical person of the beloved. It finds its deepest meaning in his spiritual being, his inner self. Whether or not he is actually present, whether or not he is still alive at all, ceases somehow to be of importance. I didn't know whether my wife was still alive, and I had no means of finding out. During all my prison life there was no outgoing or incoming mail. But at that moment it ceased to matter. There was no need for me to know. Nothing could touch the strength of my love, my thoughts, and the image of my beloved. Had I known then that my wife was dead, I think that I still would have given myself, undisturbed by that knowledge, to the contemplation of her image, and that my mental conversation with her would have been just as vivid and just as satisfying. Set me like a seal upon thy heart, love is the strongest death." So as you can see, whether the person is dead or alive doesn't matter, because sometimes we're going to find ourselves alone, and all that we have are the memories of those that we love. But they're memories that will forever be at our disposal, uncorrupted by our present sufferings. What makes this idea so powerful is the fact that it was discovered during a time in Viktor Frankl's life where everything he owned and who he was as a human being was taken away from him, even his own name. If a man who experienced more pain and suffering than most will in a lifetime can attest to the power of love as an antidote for suffering, then I'm certain that we can use it when the hard times arrive, because they are coming. So be ready.